world knows her as the first female justice of the Supreme Court, a role she held for a quarter century. Today is Sandra Day O'Connor's 89th birthday. And all new tonight, those closest to her are giving us a much more personal look at her life.
She was always the first one out of bed. Get up, get up, get up, get going.
O'Connor's son Scott revealing an inside look at the energetic life of his mom to me, and over the last 3 years to her chosen biographer, Evan Thomas.
She was bossy. She was also loving. You know, she could just kind of scout. She had those fierce eyes, but then she'd hold your hand.
He got access to every inch of her life, a life people are so inspired by. This was the line at his First Valley book signing.
She was a good mom. In addition to doing everything else,
her biographer also uncovered secrets. She shared the bench with Justice Rehnquist, but long before it seemed he'd actually wanted to share the altar.
they kept it secret. They proposed. They kept it secret. They didn't even tell their own families.
She eventually married John O'Connor instead, had a great marriage and 3 sons. In fact, she was so devoted, she left the bench to be his caregiver later in life. And when his Alzheimer's made him think he was in love with someone else, she handled it with grace.
Publicly, she welcomes it. Privately, of course, she's heartbroken.
Her biographer said Sandra Day O'Connor was always brave and tough.
She always had to do things that were hard to do.
She was always 2 steps ahead,
Yeah.
but she didn't play it in your face that way. You know,
Yeah.
She gave everybody their space and was civil.
Yeah.
And that's her whole thing. You know, you have to have civil discourse
Right.
to get things done.
From court opinions to breaking glass ceilings, her son still has one big question about his mom.
What's Mom's, real lasting legacy going to be?
But this, he knows for sure.
It's pretty cool to have a book about your grandmother or your great-grandmother that our kids and grandkids, will be able to read about their grandma.
She's left public life now, and her son tells me we lost Dad to Alzheimer's. Now we're losing Mom to Alzheimer's, and we know what's coming. So we're trying to cope as best we can. But today was all about celebrating. They tell me they were packed with activities, and then top of the day off with chocolate mousse cake. So they were celebrating.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Justice O'Connor.